I never understood why Aliza's lawyer never made a statement saying, my God, my client was brutally murdered outside my office. My condolences, something. How could he not have said anything? That has always been a red flag for me.
In our spotlight this morning, the latest on the Ohio divorce attorney accused of killing his own client. Defendant Gregory Moore is out after posting a $2 million bond, but he's not required to wear an ankle monitor. That is so far. That could change. He's scheduled to be in court this morning. A judge will hear arguments about that. Now, prosecutors have filed an emergency order to require him to wear an ankle monitor, and Moore's attorney is, of course, fighting that. Moore is accused of killing Aliza Sherman. I know you remember her name. She was killed back in 2013. She was found stabbed to death in broad daylight near her attorney's Cleveland office. That's where she was going that morning. He was representing her in his divorce trial that was supposed to start that week. Now, according to prosecutors, he killed her because he was unprepared to try the case and was unlikely going to be given another delay. Let's bring in Aliza Sherman's dear friend, Maria Zoll, and also our attorney guest, Franz Borchardt. Maria, good to see you again. Welcome back on the program.
Thank you.
Could we start with your reaction, please, when you heard the news that this guy had made that big bond?
Well, in some ways I wasn't surprised because just the way things have gone. So it's unbelievable that he did get the bond and without any kind of monitoring. How does someone get arrested for murder and they're let out on a bond and no monitoring system? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's a really high bond to post too. Franz, could I ask you about that, please? Somebody posting that bond, charged with murder, your reaction, please.
So I'm more startled about the absence of some kind of monitoring than the size of the bond and the making the bond. Yes, that's a huge bond. And yes, when someone makes a huge bond, you're kind of like, wait, how did they do that? Are they a flight risk? Can they go? Are they going to actually show up? That all being said, I think an ankle monitor on this guy is a no-brainer, Julie. And I can't imagine, other than the cost associated with the ankle monitoring, I don't understand what the defense's argument against it's going to be. And frankly, I think it's a smart move by the judge to impose this, at least for a period of time, until this defendant shows that he doesn't need one.
I'm with you, Franz. He's got to be monitored prior to trial. He has to be. Maria, we're getting closer to justice, perhaps, for your dear friend, Aliza. What's this like for you? You've gone so many years wearing that beautiful button that you've got on your top. I want everyone to know that you're not just putting that on for today. You've been wearing her button for all these years. You've had signs in your yard all these years. Yes. What's that like now that we have a docket and we have a schedule? I mean, he's going in court today for a pretrial hearing. What's this like for you?
Well, I'm thrilled that we have him under arrest and, that we have this man being charged. It's a big improvement for us. But I think there's such a long road ahead. The trial is not until March 30th. That's difficult. There's, the defense, they're going to present their case. So it's a great beginning we have, but I believe there's a long road ahead.
Sure. Yeah, it can be a very tough road. No, it does. It does make sense. You're getting there. So, Maria, tell me, when this horrible incident happened, Aliza's world was very stressful with her husband. My understanding is at that time it was her husband who was causing her a lot of grief and aggravation and stress, and they were about to start the divorce trial. We know that they have children together. Yeah. And I want to ask you about the kids in a moment. But taking us back in time to that point in time, As her friend, did she ever say anything that gave her a reason to question her divorce lawyer, or anything about him that she didn't like or found weird or suspicious? I'm just curious, were there any red flags? Now, we know hindsight's 20/20, but just wondering if any memories have come up of anything.
Not to me. I think it's possible she said it to someone else, just the way things were going, but not, I don't think in a way that he was harmful. But, you know, she never said anything to me about that.
Sure.
I always worried about Lisa, always. And
Tell us why.
Well, years ago when we met working as nurses, we became friends, and then she got married, and, you know, we went out as couples, but then, you know, things turned not so good after many years. And I don't know, I just worried about her. This may sound weird, but I had a premonition of talking about her death, like that she was going to be murdered. And I don't know, you know, what put that in my head, but except, you know, she had tough times. Wow. And yeah, that just, every time I think about that, though I did not have a premonition that it was going to be a violent death. I thought it was going to be something looking like an accident. That was me. That, I don't know how to even explain this.
Yeah. No, people get them. I mean, yeah. Tell me, Maria, how are Alisa's children doing? I know you're in touch with them, right?
Yeah, I haven't been in touch with them recently. I think that this is very, very emotional for them to go down to court and, you know, have to rehash things, to see this man being let out without any kind of monitoring system. I think this is extremely difficult. It's been a tough 12 years, and they've tried to maintain a relatively normal life the best they could, but it's not easy. Their mom was, you know, they were very close to their mom. She was a wonderful person, and this is just, it's just very difficult.
I'm sure our hearts go out to her kids and to you, one of Alisa's dear friends. And I know we'll continue the conversation. Like I told you last time, Maria, we will certainly continue following this case. Want to hear things from your perspective, having known her so well and been such a great crusader for justice for her. I know this has rocked the city of Cleveland. This is a case that's been talked about for a long, long time, and we're going to be talking about it much more as this one progresses through the system. Maria Zoll, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Every good wish as you continue the advocacy.